Game Week 27 deadline live. Hope you're all doing well. Apologies, I haven't actually been able to go earlier with this live stream because I've got a 9-to-5 job, unfortunately. This is the quickest that I could get on this live stream, and I'm hoping to be on up until the deadline, or at least until 5:45, because of course it is a 6 p.m. deadline. So we're not going to wait around here. I appreciate we've got places to be, we've got transfers to make, we've got teams to lock in. So all I ask is a like on the stream, maybe a subscribe to the channel. And all in all, I think we should just get cracking with the questions. So get them in the chat right now. Time is of the essence. And I want to cover off my team as well. So I apologize it's rushed, but this is going to be for the benefit of you guys, for me getting through your questions. So Gordon's asking, what's good, Nacho? Hope you're well, Gordon. Game week 26 was fire. Hopefully more of the same to come. Captain dilemma this game week. Waiting to know your captaincy pick. Well, let's just get that elephant out of the room right now. Here we are. I'm just going to zoom in on this because it's a little bit zoomed out, and I appreciate you guys probably don't care about chips and stuff. So, look, I was on Scoutcast yesterday, and I was chatting about how terrible we are. I say we because I am a Chelsea fan. However, I've looked at the Southampton team that is projected to play, and it's safe to say they are equally as bad. And I think in this moment right now, I think Mo Salah is almost impossible to go against. But if you're in a position right now, like myself, where your overall rank is okay, but not exactly where you want to be, I think the upcoming game weeks, there are going to be opportunities where you can go against Mo Salah regardless. Now, game week 28, everybody's going to captain Mo Salah at home against Southampton. 29, people will go against. Game week 30, there might be an argument if you own Erling Haaland to captain him at home against Leicester as opposed to Salah. But after that, I don't think Mo Salah is going to be a popular captaincy with a double in game week 32, a potential double in game week 33. So it does feel like a great opportunity to go against him this week. And I know Cole Palmer's been off the boil. I know Chelsea have been off the boil. But it does feel like one of those moments where I just think Southampton are that damn bad. And could Salah do well? Yes. But I just think Southampton could be as bad. Now, what I want to quickly bring up right now is going to be the returns of these new Southampton players. Look at that. Look at those L's on there. 4-0, 3 goals conceded, 3 goals, 3 goals, 3 goals, 5 goals, 2 goals. Not a bad period around here. 5 goals, 5 goals, 3 goals. They ship goals bad. And Bednarek is actually out for this game. So, look, could I change last minute to Mo Salah? Yes, but I feel like sometimes with FPL, when it's a really close decision, I like to look at the bookies, and the bookies currently do have Cole Palmer more of a favourite than that of Mo Salah. And I just feel okay about doing it this game week. I don't know what you guys are thinking, but I'm tempted to go there. Let me know who you're going for. I'm going to put a quick poll in the chat to see who is your game week 27 captain. Now, I'm going to be honest, I've been at work all day. I have not had a chance to be on Twitter. I've not had a chance to be on anybody's streams or anything. So let me know what other content creators are doing. I wonder if people are actually going for Cole Palmer or not. I'll be really interested to know. But that's my team right now. I want to show you guys my plans. I'll do that in a second. I want to cover off some of the questions. So Abel's asking, bench Dango or Kluivert. I can also bench Wood and start both since I have double Arsenal defence. Okay, so if you have double Arsenal defence, then of course you can't have both succeed really in that situation. So I think if I had to start one or the other, I probably would start Kluivert over Dango just because Kluivert's on penalties, and Dango, we don't know if Evan Nielsen might steal some minutes off him this game week. Chris Wood, though, very difficult one to bench, but in your situation where you've got double Arsenal defence and you're playing it, then I think you probably can bench him, but it's not ideal. Jonas saying, hey, Nacho, I'm planning to not free hit in 29, sell Hall to 8 Nori, okay, or Dorgu now and play Kirkes against Brighton and save the transfer and reassess. Wait, so you've got Dorgu already, sell Hall now, or play Kirkes. I'd probably just play Kirkes and reassess the following game week. I don't think it is a desperate sell. However, if you are going to bring one in, I probably still would get... I think Dorgu's interesting, to be honest with you, but I probably still would go for 8 Nori as of now. I see we've got a super chat here from Scott. Always a regular. Thank you so much once again, Scott. Always massively appreciated. It's too generous, to be honest. I have Sells, Gabriel, Trent, Hoyson, so not a bad back three. All defences look bad this week, it's worth noting. Salah, Palmer, Kluivert, Mbeumo, Visser, Isak, Wood. Bench of Fabianski, Semenyo, Robinson and O'Shea. 1.8 million and 2 free transfers in the bank. Advise, please. Okay, so obviously the goalkeeper situation, not ideal, but is it worth a transfer? No. I think the defenders are absolutely fine. I probably would start Højlund over Robinson but it is a close one because Robinson does offer more attacking potential in that team. In terms of a transfer, now if you're looking to free hit in game week 29, it's a different story, but I imagine you're not. So in that scenario, I think the front three this game week is absolutely fine. You could argue doing Visser to Acuna, but I think it's quite a forced transfer this week. So mate, even though it is quite difficult, I think sometimes I might be making a decision to force a transfer in your team. And because of that, I think actually rolling the transfer once again would put you in a really powerful position. If you're in a position where you're like, I have to make a move, Nacho, then a couple of recommendations would be either... I don't even know what my recommendation would be, my friend. Maybe selling Visser to bring in Cunha for that home fixture. Let me know your thoughts, mate. I apologise. I know rolling the transfer is a bit of a cop-out situation, but I don't think your team is desperate for a move this week, especially with that front three. Of course, if you're looking to sell Isak, then it's a completely different story. So let me know your thoughts in the chat, mate. Obviously, don't put another super chat because that is far too generous as it is. Palmer or Salah captaincy. As you can see, I currently am leaning towards Palmer captain. I just think the Southampton game is so damn good. I'm just tempted to go there. Would you go in Nkunku or Neto? The answer would be neither for myself, my friend. I do apologise. I am still very, very, very much against Chelsea as a team, but not of that of Cole Palmer. I just think Nkunku and Neto are going to cause you problems. Could they deliver in this game week in isolation and maybe the next? Absolutely, but I just don't know if I would recommend going there this week. I just don't know if I could force it in there. What I want to quickly do, guys, as well, is just show you what I was leaning towards possibly with my team and show you why I have a little bit of a predicament. So right now, an obvious move for a lot of people would be for me to do this and die out and bring in Cunha for this game week. And it would mean me benching... I would be more tempted to bench Kluivert than that of Semenyo because I think Kluivert might get limited minutes once again, which could punish me being a penalty taker, but I'd be tempted to maybe go down this route and the team would look like this. The issue is, coming into game week 28, we need to remind ourselves that Bournemouth will be playing up against a Spurs team that play Europa League first leg and second leg either side of this game. So even though it's Spurs away, it's actually a fantastic fixture. And I would be inclined to start Kluivert, but Cunha at home against Everton is equally a good fixture. So even though I would be putting myself in a bit of a benching dilemma, I think what I would do is probably just force my hand and do something like this. Doesn't look great. I probably wouldn't. I probably would just bench another Bournemouth midfielder, which is not ideal. But of course, should I be put off making the Cunha move just because it gives me a benching dilemma? Probably not. And then it allows me in game week 29 to get to a team like this. And again, I'm being very flexible come game week 29 because anything can happen between now and then. Plenty of cash cows in the team in the shape of Salah, Palmer, Isak and Trent. So I'm not desperate to really come to any conclusions right now what I'm going to do in game week 29. What I do know is that I need one of Cunha or Wood in this team. I think it's really important and I just feel more excited bringing in Cunha than Wood, even though I think that probably is going to be punishment for my overall rank. So that's the current plan. It does cause problems because, of course, I am then benching a Bournemouth midfielder, but I feel okay with it. If I was to run through and roll the transfer, which is definitely a possibility, my team will look like this for game week 28, and I think that's absolutely fine. And I probably would then get to game week 29 with 3 free transfers and then reassess. But again, with the front 3 that I have here, there's no world I'm going to go and die Visser and nobody alongside Isak. So I think I'm at the end of the day going to get Cunha in. So why don't I just get him in this week? So that is the plan right now, bringing in Cunha for game week 27. I want to make sure I can cover off as many questions as possible. Enzo, I don't mind it, but I just think it is going to cause you problems later down the line. Who are you selling for Enzo is the big question. Dango Wood, whom to start, please suggest. Erling Haaland. Well, Erling, you should be focusing on tomorrow's game, my friend, and getting fit. But nonetheless, I think it still is Chris Wood. I still think it's Chris Wood unless you're in a position where you have like double Arsenal defence and then it doesn't make a lot of sense. Gavinio one, name 99. Hi Nacho, would you do Gakpo to Cunha for free despite Gakpo having Newcastle and Southampton at home next to tricky? Okay, so I can't sit here right now and say to you Gakpo is going to start this game week, and if he doesn't, then all of a sudden this looks like a real bad recommendation. I do like the idea of going Cunha, but of course then you are losing out on that Liverpool game against Southampton. I think it's quite easy for me not being a Gakpo owner to sit here and say pull the trigger and do it, but I think there is more thought that needs to go into it. Is it going to prep you better for game week 29? Yes. And I probably would have that in the back of my mind as opposed to can Gakpo outscore Cunha. It benefits your team long term, and I think I probably would make that move. But let me know if there's been any news on Gakpo, because as I said, I've been working today. I don't really know much of the news. Scott saying FPL Raptors going Palmer captaining. Yeah, so I think what happens here is, and it's just how it works, if there are a lot of content creators, big ones, not me, big ones, going for the likes of Cole Palmer, I think we will see a shift in the captaincy dynamic that will lean towards that sort of direction. So just be cautious. I think Salah is still a fantastic option, and I think he is probably the best pick. Still, I just feel like Cole Palmer is the route that I want to go for right now. I think that Southampton game is too damn good to ignore as of now. So, guys, I want to be a little bit selfish right now. I do apologise. I just want to see what you guys would do here in the chat. What would you do? And then we'll get back to the questions, I promise you. What would you do? Roll transfer? Or would you do Ndai to Cunha? Or would you do Ndai to Wood? Or the other one would be something like Semenyo to Bowen. Let me know what your thoughts are, guys, in the chat. Be much appreciated as always. And if you can drop a like on the stream, always massively appreciated. Anish, I see your question. Please don't pop it in again, my friend. I love the enthusiasm, but it does kind of make the chat a bit chaos. So start Luis Diaz or Chris Wood. Of the two, if there is rumours of Gakpo potentially starting, then I would say Chris Wood, yes. Super chat here from Gavinio, but there is no question in it. So I apologise if I missed it, my friend. Please put it back in. I will, of course, get to it. Hello, and I'm that random guy that comments on videos. Barcola, I noticed, my friend. Thank you for tuning in. Would you bench Wood or Semenyo? And good evening. If you don't have double Arsenal, I probably would lean towards Wood over Semenyo. I just think Forest and Wood are inevitable at times. Taylor saying roll the transfer, start one of Wood, Rodgers, 2 Rodgers to Bowen for a -4 and bench Wood, or if roll will take a -4. And I just prefer roll the transfer and start Chris Wood, to be honest with you. Ndai to Cunha and Wood to Vissa worth a -4. No, I think it would just be Ndai to Cunha. Otherwise, I just cannot sit here and recommend selling Wood at all. Do I start Isak for Vissa, even though I'm starting Trent? I think I'd prefer to start Vissa this week, but I would not in any capacity bench Isak. So if it is a case of benching Isak, then, sorry, start Isak is basically the conclusion I'm coming to there. Areola or Jorgensen under 4.2 million goalkeeper. Do not be touching Jorgensen. Areola, I think, is probably a safer bet, yes. Sorry, guys, you can tell I'm trying to fly through these because of the deadline looming. Please give us your thought process on captaining Palmer. Okay, my thought process on captaining Palmer is this. This is this. It literally is this. This is the reason why I'm potentially captaining Cole Palmer. They are awful. They're awful. And yes, they have been bad. They have been bad. It's worth noting. Chelsea and Palmer's been pretty poor. Sometimes the fixtures are too damn good to ignore. And I'm happy to chase the upside this week. And it's worth noting, Bednarek's out as well. So whatever Southampton were, they're worse without him. So Palmer is just the one for me. I think I'm going to go there. I'm a little bit biased because I'm a Chelsea fan, even though I do hate us right now. It's worth noting. Cucurella or Aina? I think I would have to say Aina right now. Start Gakpo or Wanyeri. I would go for Gakpo, chase the upside. Chase the upside Gakpo and hope that he's starting. Start James or Nori. I would go for James. If you got Reece James, you've got to start him. But I would be concerned about the minutes, as he is just made of glass, to be honest with you. So I would be a little bit concerned about that. Leicester a good fixture of Bowen at home, 100%. If you're in a position where you can bring in a Jarrod Bowen, I think it is absolutely fantastic this week. For me, it just doesn't really work my team. Now, I'm seeing people voting in the poll. Thank you so much, guys, for popping that in. 55% are saying Ndiaye Cunha, 30% saying roll the transfer, and the rest are leaning towards the Semenyo to Bowen move. And yeah, I think that's probably where I'm leaning towards right now. Going for Cunha and going there. I think that is the decision for me. I'm just seeing if there's any moves, because I want to get my team locked in the next 5-10 minutes or so. I don't want the stress. It's worth noting, anybody that's got João Pedro, it looks like Welbeck has travelled with the squad. Doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to start in terms of Welbeck, but just be cautious of that for those managers that are curious. I just got to quickly answer something on here. Sorry, guys, give me 2 seconds. I'm just missing out on some of the chat. Apologies. Sorry, guys, give me 30 seconds. Apologies, guys, this is terrible viewing. I'm just trying to answer a quick question. Just trying to get that. Okay, right, let's get back into it. Sorry, guys, about that. I was just answering a few questions on Patreon. Do I start Semenyo or Dango? Oof, I think... So Dango is a little bit of a concern now because Evan Nielsen is on the bench, but he literally hasn't played a minute. I think while Dango is the number 9, I would lean towards Dango myself. Sell Isak to Cunha or roll transfer. I just can't get behind selling Isak. You're going to lose out on so much value when you're inevitably going to want him back. I would keep. Jay Wall saying, yeah, so this is the perfect example here. Currently ranked at 800k and you want to get yourself into the top 200k. Now, of course, it's one of those situations where this could go one of two ways. You chase the upside with Cole Palmer and it delivers, you jump up to, let's say, 600k. But if it flops, you could be out the top 1 million. It depends on your chip strategy. If you've got loads of chips available, you can have a late charge in the season 100%. But you will have to take a risk eventually, and maybe this is the week to do so. Clivert to Bowen. Don't mind it if you already have a Bournemouth coverage. For me, I've got the injury to Ndiaye, so I'm probably leaning a bit more towards a forward transfer as opposed to that. I'm fancying Flecken over Pickford. Thoughts? Yeah, I think I'd be behind that. Bench one of Isak, Visser or Rashford, then in that case, I probably would be Rashford, to be honest with you. Are we getting a bit delusional of Isak? Possibly, but we've seen him twist up every single centre-back in the league. I just can't get behind benching Isak right now. He's been phenomenal. He played against Gabriel and Saliba, made them look like League 2 defenders at times. Yes, Van Dijk and Konate might be a different beast as of this season, but Liverpool have shown vulnerabilities at times as well. So I think Isak just has to be a starter right now, and his ownership's going to be so monstrous by default that if he does actually deliver, then it's going to really hurt. Right, I think I'm going to make my move, guys. I think I'm going to make my move. I think there definitely is value in rolling and transfer one more week. But I'm just asking myself the question, what am I rolling the transfer for? So I think for that very reason, I think I'm going to... Sorry, I got a really itchy nose. I think I'm going to have to sell and die, bring in Cunha, bring in the big dog, remind myself that Cunha has got... Like, the reason why I'm not loving Ndiaye is because it's not even like he's a good player, but is he like a absolute banger? Not really. So even if I do get him for game week 29, am I going to be like ecstatic about it? Not really. Like, I'm not going to be over the moon. Whereas if we look at someone like Cunha, that's a great fixture in it. Away against Southampton is brilliant. So yeah, I think I'm just going to get Cunha in and accept that I'm benching one of the Bournemouth midfielders and it could come back to bite me. But I think Cunha, if he has a fantastic week this week, then it could be punishing because the price will rise. I won't want to make an early transfer. And then I don't have him in preparation for Everton, Southampton, West Ham and Ipswich. Nah, let's get it done. And I love him. Sometimes you have to just also think about what players are just straight up ballers. The numbers have been good. Yeah, let's get it done. Let's get it done. I'm going to do a classic wedding sort of situation. If anyone has any objections to this, please speak loudly now or forever hold your peace. I'm going to give you guys 30 seconds to make a claim in the chat that Ndidi Cunha is not a good move. Otherwise, it's getting done. Why is the cartel captain in PALMER? I don't know. Like I said, I've been off all social media today just because of the work life, unfortunately, the 9 to 5. So I do not know what anybody else is going for. I went on the Scoutcast last night and I basically said, do not captain PALMER. And now I am in a position where I just think I need to chase him upside with my rank right now. Yeah, let's do it. I think we're going to do it. Make the transfer. Everyone's happy with it. Everyone's content with the move. Just remember, if it goes wrong, it's your guy's fault. Just remember that. It's your guy's fault. No, I'm joking. Okay, Ndidi Cunha, let's get it done. So the big debate, of course, is who do I bench? Right now, controversially, I am leaning towards doing a bit of this. Again, you know I love the polls in this chat, guys, because you help me out massively. Who to bench? Kluivert or Semenyo? Honestly, guys, this is like a 50-50 call. It does feel like one of those sort of things where it could honestly swing either way and I'm going to get burnt naturally. But as of now, I am pretty content with this. People saying bench Semenyo. Yeah, to be fair, Kluivert is on penalties. Maybe I am being a little bit audacious with that. And Semenyo is probably the most frustrating player on the planet, isn't he? He is the most frustrated player on the planet. Yeah. Guys, you are logical. You do speak sense. They're minutes, though. But yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I agree. Team locked in. Team locketh inneth. Right, let's do a quick Q&A. Let's fly through this, guys. Apologies for being a bit selfish there, but needs must. I do apologise. Right, let's get into it. Isak or Trossard, David? If you own Trossard right now, obviously you brought him in, you want to play him. Unfortunately, I'm going to tell you, I think it has to be Isak just because of the ownership right now. Cunha to Watkins for a -4 or bad idea? So you're basically saying Watkins to Cunha. Do I like it for a -4? No. Because Watkins is still the big dog in the Aston Villa team and can score at any moment. So I would keep Watkins 100%. Start Fabianski in case he plays. Helen, I just can't see it happening right now. I don't see any reason why Potter would change that off the back of that clean sheet against Arsenal. Peter's saying about assistant manager strategy video, 100% I would do that later on in the season when it becomes a bit more of a popular strategy for managers. As of right now, don't be activating it, guys, unless it is already active. Gakpo to Cunha now just before game week 29. Don't mind it, but of course you need to note Gakpo has home against Southampton in game week 28, which is a brilliant fixture. Wood or Kluivert to start? I always would lean towards the big dog Wood still. Start Tosin or Munoz? Oh, if you own Tosin, obviously, I have no idea whether he's going to start. So, look, I probably still would go Munoz, but I just have no idea whether Tosin starts. Chalobah played recently. Cole will. I just don't know the answer to that one. I probably would go for Munoz. PALMER will do it. Yep, hopefully. Bench Dango or Wood? I would bench Dango myself. Thoughts on Wood to Mateta? I have enough transfers for game week 29. If you're not free hitting in game week 29, then do not be selling Chris Wood at all. Hey mate, currently on Isak, gut feeling bench, starting Dango, Semenyo and Trossard over him. Can you convince me not to? Look, the only reason I can convince you not to, because it is a tricky fixture, and I think we all get clouded judgment sometimes. His ownership will be bigger than this in the effective ownership realms, which means, yes, only 57% of the game don't own him, but maybe the bottom 5 million ranked people don't have Isak. His ownership in the top 2 million is going to be astronomical. So if he does deliver against Liverpool, it is going to hurt your rank. That's the only real thing, because otherwise, yes, I agree, it's a very, very difficult fixture, and it might be better to not start him. Bench Vissa or Kluivert, I probably would bench. Oh, I can't bench Vissa at home, so it probably would be Kluivert, yes, which is controversial. What do you think of selling Gabriel and bringing in Trent after blank game week? Obviously, long way away, so one to maybe consider later, but very difficult to sell Gabriel with these fixtures coming up, so maybe not. I actually think I might be parting ways with Trent around that period. Oh, Peter saying that Cello might be injured, so however asked about Tosin, he might start. Okay, yeah, so that's a really good point. If there is Chalobah injury concerns, which I completely forgot about, then I probably would lean towards Tosin, but let's be honest, Munoz scoring in that game, getting the 13-point haul against an Aston Villa team that leaked goals, I still can't get behind starting Tosin over Munoz myself. Anyone asking about assistant manager? God, it is tough this week because there are some great table bonus. So a reminder, the games that have table bonus is going to be Glasner for Crystal Palace, Vita Pereira for Wolves. We've also got table bonus opportunity for Ange against Man City. My preference would be one of these two, and I think I probably would be content with going for Vita Pereira at the time of recording. I think that would be my preference. This feels great, but Spurs are just so damn bad defensively. Could they leak as many goals as they score? Probably yes. Maresca might rotate. Yes, that is definitely something that he might do as well. Right, guys, I really do apologise, but I am going to have to wrap up this stream because I do have to jump on a quick TikTok live that I always do before the deadline. Just confirmation here that I made my transfer. I sold Endai and I brought in Cunha. Captaincy active on Cole Palmer. We're going for it. We're going all in. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I apologise, it's a really, really quick one. Had work today, so I wasn't able to jump on and really cover off in detail what we wanted to do. But I really appreciate everybody that was able to tune into this one. I will be doing a 15-minute TikTok live. So if you want to check that out, head over to there and I'll see you guys there. Thank you so much once again, guys. Have an amazing game week and just generally an amazing week. FA Cup this weekend, so there'll be less FPL content, but it will be back probably in the weekend in prep for game week 28. Take care, guys. Have an amazing one. I'll see you real soon. Cheers.